And one of the reasons why is because of the programming I got as a kid, slave movies and all the shit that you hear as far as racism in Mississippi scared you to death. We from Jersey. So it's like, no. Don't ever travel to Mississippi as a black person. Talk about that misconception. People up north are.
Yeah, I've never seen a Klan member in a robe.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest with you. The most racist place I've ever seen before is Boston, Massachusetts.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And black people will tell you, like, you know, it's some parts it's still some parts in Brooklyn. It's still some parts in Brooklyn that you can't walk in as a black person at night. And I lived in Harlem for 6 years. I know where those places are. You know, Mississippi just suffered from, and not saying that we don't have our problems. I wouldn't sit up here and say that, but we are dealing with history. I tell people this all the time when people complain about, you know, the music that I used to make, and what people don't understand, a lot of that shit 10, 15, and in some cases 20 years old. And if you took a snapshot of you when you 10, 20 years ago, you probably wouldn't be so, be so proud of the things that you see. Most of the things that people talk about in Mississippi are the stuff that happened 50, 60, 70 years ago. You know, and if you're talking about food, if you're talking about people, and the thing that I don't understand about our folks is I talked about the Black Exodus in a post that went viral just recently. And I was like, man, you know, if you're not from the islands, you from the South.
Yeah.
You know, and our people was either supposed to come back and teach or bring us back to the promised land. But people went to their different places and copped the same attitudes that the white folks copped about people who were below the Mason-Dixon line, when in actuality, that's where you're from. You know, music, samples, all of these things that people talk about from the South. Harlem for the most part is Mississippi up north. You know what I'm saying? The west side of Chicago and most of the south side of Chicago is Mississippi North. You know, that's where our people went to. But some kind of way, what they say, the revolutionaries got a government job. We forgot who we were and what our responsibility is or was. That's sort of how I am about rap. People try just because they perceive me to be conscious, they think that I'm gonna turn my nose up at these kids. No, I'm the dude that made play. I'm the dude that made, you know, get down on the floor. Like I never turn my nose up from where I came from. Because the thing that people don't understand about me, man, conscious folks don't like me for the most part, or they scared of me. Them folks don't. And maybe with the exception of like Talib Kweli and you know, Erykah Badu and a few people like that, and Ninth Wonder, you know, but Dave Chappelle. But for the most part, it's Tip, it's Jeezy, it's Snoop. Those are the folks that donate. Those are the folks that come and help me. Conscious folk don't like me, bro, and I didn't come from that. Like I don't want to be sitting around talking to people who are already enlightened. You're supposed to be out in the streets. If you look at the story of Jesus was with the hoes and the thieves. It was the people that was behind the walls of the churches that put him down. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, bro, I love our people and I know why we act the way that we act. So I believe that God allowed me to be from Mississippi. And so I would never. Have y'all ever seen Captain America before?
Yep.
One of the most powerful lines came from Captain America. If y'all remember the story of Captain America, he was the smallest dude in the armed forces, period. Literally, little one. And he went to the scientists and asked him, like, why did you give me this power out of all of these strong men? And he said, because you know how it feels to be on the other end of the sword. So if I give you the sword before you swing it, you will always remember what it felt like to be on the other side. And that's the reason why I'm the man that I am, because I know how even people in the South feel about Mississippi. So God allowed me to be from the places where our people had the hardest struggle. But Minister Farrakhan say, but that's where the real leaders, that's the more pain you've gone through and you've been able to survive, makes you a better man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the reason why I haven't gone crazy in hip hop. Dog, I've been through so much in hip hop, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I done seen so much, didn't have so many disappointments. I can't even sit up here and lie to y'all, man. Like, I'm grateful that, you know how y'all see a lot of artists that y'all knew from back in the days, and you walk up and see them and they ain't there no more.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I was really close to being that person, man, and I'm thankful that I still got my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I can still engage, bro. It's a blessing.
So the transition when you were making the hip hop music, then you kind of took a transition. What was the reason for that? Were you always kind of like that, or was it like a specific reason why you say, you know what, I want to kind of take this lane as opposed to continuing to rap about what I was rapping about before?
Tip said it better than anybody I've ever seen before. He said it on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
I think Angela Yee asked him. She was like, you're a pimp, you're a hustler, you're a revolutionary, you're a father, you're a role model. Like, which one is the real Tip?" And Tip said, "I'm all of them." That ain't like acting like you one thing is what's fake. For you to act like you a killer and you got a daughter and you don't make no song about love. You love your daughter. If you keeping it 100, like you said, why you don't make one song about your daughter? You go to church sometimes. Talk about that one time you went to church. Like, my thing is I don't think anything is wrong with hip hop. The only problem with hip hop is that we sold it to white people. So we spend more time trying to appease white people in white America instead of just making great music. You know what I'm saying? And allow it to fall where it is, bro. We have given our culture away, and I just think hip hop needs balance. And we're gonna go back to these kids when when we talk about I talked about this when I defended our First Amendment rights. People don't even know I along with 3 others, we out debated Congress. People don't know that about our First Amendment rights. And I told him, if y'all want me to rap about roses, come plant some.